Has this ever happened to you? Oh boy, look at this window, it's so dirty. But that just kind of smears it around. Most of the dirt is on the outside, but we're on the second floor and I don't have a ladder. There's got to be a better way. In fact, there is a better way. You know, it may just be me, but it seems like they either changed the formulation in window cleaner, or maybe what's in the air, the chemicals and so forth have changed, so that when I wash, I tend to just come out with smears. But there is a more efficient and less expensive way to do it. Today we're going to talk about two things. I'm going to get right to the point. The first is how to get a streak-free clean on your window, and the second is how to wash the outside of an upstairs window without a ladder. Let's get right to the answers and then I will demonstrate. For the streak-free shine, you get some dish soap, you put a healthy squeeze into a bucket, add a couple of gallons of water, apply it to the window. I just use an old cleaning sponge. You can use a grout sponge or a washcloth. Squeegee it off and clean up with a cotton towel. We'll do that first, and then secondly, I'll show you that you pull the window slider out of the window to access the outside to get the outside clean. Then, after the demonstration of those two techniques, I'll give you a couple of bonus tips that you may not have thought of. Ready? Let's get started. I like to wear a pair of rubber gloves so my fingers don't end up looking like prunes. I keep a cotton towel around my neck for quick wipe-offs. I have a nice bucket of warm soapy water. I use hot water, I like it on my hands. Makes me believe I clean it a little bit better, but cold water would work. And this is how it goes. In theory, you wipe the same way that you're going to squeegee off. Towel comes in handy. And I use a clean cotton towel. To promptly clean off any of the liquid I left on. That's it. That is the secret to a fast, cost-effective, and efficient window wash. The second part of today's video is how to wash the outside of an upstairs window without a ladder and without coming up to this with a pole. Just about any window from the first 50 years will function in this way, whether it be a slider or a casement. These panels are removable. You may have to fiddle to find the right place for them to come out. But you simply pop them out, carry them away, and you have access to the outside. I will later clean this on my back porch, as a matter of fact, in the same way I cleaned the first window. Next, you remove the screen. These just pull in with a simple tab. Shake them out and put them out of the way. Then we're ready to wash the outside. Unless your window is quite small, you're going to need a bit of an extension like this back flip, which has a washing unit on one side and a squeegee on another side. Also going to want to be sure that your washing unit can fit into the bucket so that you can do this job. Now, I usually stand on a chair to do this, but to be a good example, I thought I would use a step stool. I don't want to end up falling out the window like a Russian oligarch. This washcloth gets awfully saturated, and later when you squeegee off, you don't want it dripping on your clean window. So I squeeze it down to where it's wet, but not dripping wet. Let's get going. This is fast and easy, just like the inside of the window. I like to go over it once or twice since I only do this twice a year. Be sure I get all the dirt off. Using my dry cotton towel, we're prepared to squeegee. Let's give it a go. I then put the towel over the squeegee to clean off any overrun areas, just as I would by hand inside of the window. And there you go, a spotlessly clean window, inside and out. While you're at it, you might want to use your sponge and your towel to clean some of the dirt and grime out of your window tracks. Which will result in smoother operation. With the other panel already washed, let's put the window screen back in, keep the bugs out. You just push it in, pull the tab, ready to go. These window panels probably weigh about 35 or 40 pounds, light enough for a 65-year-old man to handle. You just reverse the process, heading for about the same area. Top in first, bottom in second, slide it close, and you are done. And now for the first of the two bonus tips. You'll often find paint or recalcitrant stains on your window. The first thing that I try is my thumbnail to knock it off. If you can't knock it off and you're dealing with ordinary glass, you can use a razor blade to scrape that off. But one caution, and I learned this in the School of Hard Knocks, don't use a razor blade on tempered glass, also sometimes called safety glass. I know this is regular glass because there are no tempered glass markings, and it's also an adequate distance off the ground and an adequate distance away from other windows and doors where tempered glass is not required. Tempered glass is like the glass in your car, where if you walk through it, it shatters into tiny little pebbles. It's more expensive and needs a special manufacturing process. Ordinary plate glass will break like a mountain and can be highly dangerous. You don't want people walking through it. Believe me, I saw this happen one time in a dormitory where somebody walked through a non-tempered glass door at night, and it was quite a mess. This window is located just inches from a door and is tempered glass. You can see the indicator in the corner here. If you use a razor or other metal object on a tempered glass surface, you will leave scratches. So the lesson in tip number 1 is never use metal on a tempered glass window and use it cautiously on a plate glass window. Tip number 2 is it is not unusual when working on an older home or remodeling a home to find water stains on the windows, often if they've been hit by a sprinkler or sometimes just from age. You can use a chemical like CLR, which as far as I know is an acid. You can use that along with an abrasive pad, soak the water stain, and slowly and gently scrub it off. 2 cautions. Once, don't do this on a tempered window because your tempered window may show scratches. Secondly, Carefully read the instructions on this CLR. It is a strong chemical, and you should follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully. Be cautious with these chemicals. So, with the process explained and those tips covered, I think we've managed to get a window squeaky clean without me falling out it like a Russian oligarch. With that, I'll wish you luck in your window washing project, and thank you for watching this video.